In the beginning of Parashat Yetze, we will see the first revelation of Hashem to Yaakov in the Chalom, in Jacob's dream, when Hashem promised him, Hashem tells him, הארץ אשר אתה שוכב עליה, לך יתננה לזרעך, the land that you lie on belongs to you, and you'll have the promise of והשיבותיך אל האדמה הזאת. Now we have to leave this land because you are running away from your brother Esav, but I promise you that you will come back to the land of Eretz Israel. And we have to think about a very interesting phenomena, that the first revelation of Hashem to all our Avot, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, was about Eretz Israel. The revelation to Avraham was Lech lecha el haaretz asher areka. The first revelation to Yitzchak was Gur ba'aretz hazot v'yeh imcha v'avarchecha. And for Yaakov, as we have said, Haaretz asher ata shochev alea lecha etnena v'ashivotich el adama hazot. And we have to ask, it seems to be curious why the first revelation is about Eretz Israel, because Eretz Israel is supposed to be something very normal. Every nation, every people has his own land. And we would have expected that the first revelation of Hashem will be about something special, unique, that the Jewish people, that Am Yisrael, that the Avot have, about the Torah, about the morality or whatever. And so why Hashem decided that the first revelation will be about Eretz Israel? And maybe it comes to teach us that there is something very unusual, very unique about the relationship between the Jewish people and the land of Israel, Eretz Israel. Unlike the other people, the other nation, that in their history, the first way how a people, a nation became a people and a nation is the land, the Eretz. People are living in the same land, in the same territory for a period of time, and then they have common interests, common language, and common culture, and then they became Ummah, people, nation. And therefore, the ancient empires, they knew when you want to destroy a people, you don't have just to kill them all. You can just to exile, to take them to exile from their land. Without land, they will disappear automatically. In a period of time of a few years or maybe decades, they will disappear. And actually, it happened with all the with all the ancient nations and peoples. They all disappeared from the history. The only people, peoples that actually survived without land was Am Yisrael, because we weren't born in Eretz Israel. And therefore I always emphasize to my students that the first sentence of the declaration of the independence of the state of Israel is actually wrong. The first revelation is, the first sentence is Be'eretz Israel kama am hayudi. In the land of Israel, the Jewish people was born. And actually it's wrong, it's not true, because according to the Torah, we, the Jewish people, we were born in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, when we came out from Egypt, and then we received the Torah in the desert of Sinai, and just then we came, the completion of the process was when we came to the land of Israel. So Eretz Israel was the completion, was the Ye'ud, the destiny. It wasn't the Motzah, the beginning of the process. And this is, as we have said, something very unique, very unusual. And this maybe in a way can explain this unusual phenomena that we are the only people that we survived without land, because the land wasn't the first factor, the first basis of our creation as a people, as a nation. And therefore it was so important that the first words of Hashem to our ancestor Avot, the first words was about Eretz Israel. Avraham had the mitzvah to go to the land of Israel. He maybe symbolized the period of time that Am Yisrael went to Eretz Israel. Yitzchak was the only one that lived in Eretz Israel. He was the only one that actually dealt with agriculture. Vayizra Yitzchak ba'aretz ההיא וימצא מאה שערים. Unlike the Avraham and Yaakov, that they were shepherds, he was the one that actually established himself to live in the land of Israel. He never left. He never left Eretz Israel. And Yaakov is the one that was born in Eretz Israel, but he was the first Goleh. He went to exile, to Galut, when he has to run away from his brother Esav, and then he received in this first revelation, the promise of Hashem that He will own the Eretz Israel, and Hashem will bring him back to Eretz Israel. והשיבותיך אל האדמה הזאת. He represent in his life the time, the long time of the majority of the history of Am Israel, the time of Galut and the time of Geulah, the beginning of redemption, the time that we live in right now, that we had the privilege to come back to live actually in Eretz Israel. We saw in our generations, we saw the fulfillment of this promise, והשיבותיך אל האדמה הזאת. Against all the chances, against all the history, we were the only ones, the only nations that you actually had the privilege to feel and to live this unique period of time of coming out from Galut to live in Eretz Israel in a time of beginning of redemption. This is the time of Yaakov Avinu. Shabbat Shalom.